From hotspots to hidden gems, this is your guide to all things local, the LA Unscripted way, from the Serving Spoon in Inglewood. Wings and waffles, catfish and cornbread. Welcome to LA Unscripted from the locally loved favorite, the Serving Spoon in Inglewood. I'm Dana Devin, and since February is Black History Month, we could not think of a tastier location to serve as home base for the next half hour as we celebrate the cuisine, the culture, and the history. So let's dig in.
So the Serving Spoon, we are located here in Inglewood, California. It's a family-owned business, third-generation ownership. We serve kind of southern soul food, breakfast.
I have never had an omelet with rice before. Is that weird?
Yeah. All of our recipes are made with love and care, and our staff is readily available to serve you. Hi, I'm Justin Johnson.
And I'm Jessica Bain, and welcome to the Serving Spoon. I like my grits with sugar.
Okay, I've never heard of that. See, this is why you're teaching me. Okay.
The history of the Serving Spoon, our granddad, he came here from Cincinnati, Ohio in '83. The recipes were started from the food he was raised on.
Our parents purchased it from him in 2004, and then in 2022, my brother and I purchased it from our parents. So we are almost 2 years in.
Tell me about these photos.
All right, so this is actually a really good representation of our family in the beginning days. So we have our Grandma Jo, who was married to our grandfather. She's actually the one who named the Serving Spoon. Our dad, our mom, our middle brother.
Prior to ownership, I was a captain in the Air Force, and Jessica.
I was in HR. So I was in HR for about 15 years, and then I had 2 babies. And then I decided to go into restauranteering.
Stevie Wonder is an avid supporter of us. Wesley Snipes was in here twice last week.
My earliest memory, I think, was actually recorded. I came here when I was like a week or 2 old. It's literally on video. So I was probably about 2 weeks old in the restaurant.
So this is my absolute favorite, everything omelet with rice on the side.
Okay.
And we'll put the grilled cornbread with that.
You said that you guys have regulars that come here 7 days a week, so much so that when they don't show up, you're actually worried about them.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. So we have them from anywhere from 3 to 7 days a week. So it just depends, but literally we can see some of our customers multiple times.
Hold on.
A grilled cornbread? Yes, on the grilled cornbread.
I need a moment.
Yeah, we told you. Be prepared.
It's all made with love.
Dessert.
I know.
I could eat nothing but that.
The Serving Spoon is definitely a community staple. Catfish and grits.
This fish
Smooth.
is so good. I swear, if you guys haven't been a fan of grits before,
Today
you
you
might
are.
have just turned me over.
But our waffles, our chicken wings.
We essentially use the same batter that we use for the catfish.
The batter is so good.
Yeah.
Our French toast, I believe, has been around since the beginking.
Jessica and Justin both said the French toast is your absolute favorite.
Yes.
So we're gonna end on this. Okay. Stop.
The cinnamon.
Stop.
It is the cup of coffee that I need before even actually having a cup of coffee to see customers already lined up. We hear the music go on, the music goes on in here. They can come here and feel a piece of safety and comfort and love, then it makes it all worth it. Our wait gets long sometimes, and so we can ask people, do you want a spoon with each other? And so people are like, excuse me, but it's really just having 2 different parties sit at the same table.
Do you want to spoon?
We're spooning.
There she goes.
We're officially spooning.
I love them to the spoon and back, especially since they just gave me warm peach cobbler. Oh, that is delicious. All right, now from food for the soul to food for the mind, Jasmine Simpkins is checking into a nearby Black-owned bookstore dedicated to cultural diversity.
I feel like it's Black History Month, but I feel like in here it's Black History Month every day.
Every day. Welcome to Malik Books. My name is Malik Muhammad, the founder of Malik Books. Malik Books is bringing a world together with books, culture, and community. I consider myself a book activist because I use books to make a difference and a change in our community. I founded Malik Books in 1990 on Crenshaw and King at what we call the Lamert Park, Baldwin Hills, Crenshaw area. I consider that the OG location. This is my marquee. This is all the culmination of my years of what I've been doing, and I've just loved this space that I created at Westfield Culver City Mall. We opened this location during the pandemic. We took a leap of faith because the mall wasn't even open at the time. When we signed the contract, it was still shut down.
So how many books are in here total, you think?
Over 1,000 different titles. We got 60 feet of children's books going all the way down to young adult. We made this the marquee of the store, so when you walk in, that's what you see. We have a literary section where we give honor and prelude to the great Maya Angelou, Langston Hughes, James Baldwin, people who are just not writers, but are literary giants that have inspired the next generation to think outside the box. These are independent authors. You ain't gonna find these in mainstream bookstores, but you can find them at Malik Books. We have a section for Nipsey Hussle, reading list. He didn't graduate from high school, he didn't graduate from college, but he changed his life by reading, and he offered these types of books to his peers and his fans.
One of my favorite things, it's just the smell of a book. It's nothing like it. Is there a book that changed your life?
Absolutely. And this figure he's very controversial. His name is Elijah Muhammad. And the book that he wrote was The Message to the Black Man. And what I got out of the book is just simply this: stand up and be heard and do something to change your life. All I'm doing is trying to create a space and take advantage of the time I have, the short time I've had, to make a difference. We've had people come into this store, they cry, they thank us, they catch the Holy Ghost. They are so excited that they walk into a place where they see them images of themselves.
Turning the page, our Olivia De Bortoli is exploring a historical LA monument dedicated to honoring and remembering true local heroes.
This photo is amazing. We are standing in this spot, but this was 1928, right?
Yes, it is. This is how the museum looked in 28. They got here in 1924. And so you can see their firefighting equipment. They had a hook and ladder truck here where the guy steers the back, the tillerman. And there's 2 engines right here. This is a crew of the A shift, all 13 of the guys here. The African American Firefighting Museum is housed in old fire station number 30, which was one of 2 segregated fire stations in Los Angeles between 1924 and 1955. The station was built in 1913, so it's over 100 years old. It's also a local and national historic landmark. And it's one of the first freestanding African-American firefighting museums in the nation. So we've been here since 1997, and it's strictly volunteer and donation driven. And we house the artifacts of the pioneering black firefighters of the 50s that went through the integration of the fire department, and also those that came before them. And so this is a location where we celebrate that achievement of integrating the fire service, of showing how diversity does work, and perseverance. And so it's a storied museum. It's more of a story. We're not so much a firefighting museum. We have an antique apparatus down below and hose wagon, and that's good, but it's more of the story of the humanistic standpoint of perseverance that these men had to endure and hang in there to integrate and show that they were just as worthy as their counterparts to be firefighters serving the city and county of Los Angeles.
One of my favorite things in this museum is all of the old photos. They are just so cool, and you could tell they tell such a story.
They do. Now this picture right here is interesting, taken in 1929. Now if you notice, across the street from us is the old Coca-Cola bottling company. Well, every day the rookie had to go across the street and he was given a case of Cokes. In those days, the crates were made of wood and all the bottles were made of glass. And you better not drop any bottles navigating the streetcar and all the traffic. And so here are the guys drinking their Cokes in front of the station. Most people don't know this, and I didn't know it till I went to Chicago, Illinois. So in Chicago, the pole comes from there. In 1878, a little before that, there was an all-black crew at Engine 21 in downtown Chicago. One of their firefighters actually slid down a binding pole they used for storing hay. And when they did that, they go, hey, we got something here. So it was invented by black firefighters in Chicago.
Amazing. All right, this is extra special because do you recognize this name? This is yours, right?
Yes, it was. When before I became a firefighter with the LA County Fire Department, I was an Explorer Scout in high school, and I acquired this coat. And when I became LA County firefighter, I sent to the LA County Fire Department on there, a little fire in the red. This is LA history. This is part of LA's African American history, which is also Los Angeles history. I mean, we're talking about over 132 years of service. Because when people think about black firefighters, if you ask the question, when do you think the first black firefighter was hired? Most people say, oh, the 60s or maybe the 50s, maybe the 70s. Well, nah, try 1892. They're like, what? Oh yeah, and there were 2 guys in the 1890s. So people didn't know that. So this historic Central Avenue corridor where we're located was the hub of Black LA. You know, there's a lot of documentaries been done on Central Avenue, and so we're on the avenue itself. In fact, the older black firefighters said they used to call themselves a Central Avenue Fire Department because they can only work at 2 stations on Central Avenue. And so there's so many stories, and stories of joy and triumph and perseverance, and we want them to come learn about that.
And as always, thank you to all the brave men and women for their service. And LA Unscripted has just started to celebrate Black History Month. We shall have much more from the Serving Spoon in Inglewood right after the break. The origins of Black History Month date back to 1915, and it first began as just 1 week of observation before evolving into a month-long celebration in the 1960s. Okay, so this is the weekly inspiration board, and it says, no matter what people tell you, words and ideas can change the world, by Robin Williams. How true is that? And now, how about a side of healthy vibes?
Hi Jasmine, welcome to 444 IV Wellness Lounge. We opened 444 IV Wellness September 25th. We're a space for health, to be health conscious. Our services are vitamin IV therapy, which is intravenous therapy. We also do vitamin injections. We do massage therapy, red light therapy. We also have infrared sauna bag, compression boots. So basically a lot of health therapies that help with overall picture being, hydration, circulation, and keeping, inflammation at bay. 8 years ago, my husband passed away. And my kids kind of mentioned to me, Mom, you're all we have, you have to stay healthy. And I was like, wow, that's pressure. And then a light came on for me, and I was like, I do have a choice. I do have a choice to take care of myself. So then I learned about the intravenous, the IV drips and vitamins, and I started that therapy, and was going to other parts of town. I was like, I want to be in my neighborhood, in my area. Why do I have to travel far? Why can't we do this here where I live, in my community? And here we are. It was simple as that. So this is what we call our wellness lounge. We basically wanted to have more of a comfortable setting versus a clinical setting. The majority of our services are walk-in. The nurse will speak to them about maybe what's going on with them.
So I get to do the fun part. I'm actually the one that gets to start your IVs. It's very quick, very painless. If you're a newbie and you've never tried an IV before, I would try the Mojo cocktail. The Mojo consists of vitamin C, calcium, magnesium, taurine, B12, and B-complex. So all the things that you need to get you up and running.
I definitely try and come once a week. Whatever they say I need, I take it. It's keeping me alive. Let's start there. Okay. So it's essential. I usually do a couple things here, so it takes me a while. I'm an all-dayer. I feel incredible.
Okay, so what happens in here? So I sit down.
You sit down and you put these glasses on. Relax for about 20 minutes. And you're getting the infrared LED light, which is good for elevating mood. It's good for inflammation. Most importantly, you can sit and relax and have some jasmine time.
I feel better already.
Great, that's what we like. My husband was Fred McNeil. He passed away 2015, he played professional football. He went to UCLA. He got CTE from having played football. Outside of his athletic ability, he was a person that was into health. That's what the 444 IV Lounge is about, is really being committed and executing and taking care of ourselves. The address here is 4444 West Slauson Avenue. 4444 is about manifestation. So one of our lines is manifesting health. And I believe he's here with us.
What an amazing story, and we are not done yet. More from the Serving Spoon in Inglewood right after the break. Don't go anywhere. The classic soul food here at the Serving Spoon has been on another level, and if you've yet to visit, don't snooze on it. Now, you know I love me some sweets, and this next Southern-inspired bakery was absolutely the icing on the bundt cake.
And so we started as a home bakery, and we just completely outgrew our kitchen. Hi, we're Matt and Kat Valentine, and welcome to Sweet Valentine Bakery.
What is this?
This is our signature brown butter chocolate chip cookie.
It's warm. Everyone gets one of these?
We welcome everyone with a signature cookie.
You know your audience.
Sweet Valentine Bakery is a family-owned Southern bakery, so we're known for our maple brown butter cake, our chocolate chip cookies, peach cobbler, and our hot and fresh cinnamon rolls.
It's so good. Honestly, that is a perfect cinnamon roll.
I learned to make cakes and cookies from about 10 years old. My grandmother gave me a cookbook for my 10th birthday, and she put some handwritten notes in some of the dessert recipes.
First thing I made from this cookbook was Grandma's peach cobbler.
We still use those same recipes from Grandma's cookbook 30 years later here at Sweet Valentine Bakery. I didn't know that I was gonna start a bakery. I actually gave a birthday cake to a friend. He posted it on social media, and then 100 cakes later, we thought we're onto something. This is our signature maple brown butter cake.
This kind of started it all, right?
This is the one item that started it all. This recipe, this flavor, this cake.
I dare anyone to try this and not say that's delicious. Look at the layers in this. You know what, I always like banana pudding that's kind of whipped. It's kind of got that whipped consistency, and this is like that light, fluffy.
Silky, yes.
Yes, so banana-y and yummy.
So there aren't a lot of bakeries in Carson, and so we're just happy to be here for the community. I actually grew up with an old school bakery that was here over 20 years ago, and that was a Southern bakery, and so we're actually happy to bring that Southern charm back here to Carson. It means a lot to be a small family-owned business and a Black-owned business. There's definitely some legacy being built even in my family. My kids are so proud of us. Have a sweet day.
Meanwhile, Jasmine Simpkins is leveling up her wardrobe at a local luxury boutique.
I will try anything on. Don't threaten me with a good time.
My name is BJ Gray. I'm the creative director and owner of Grayscale. Grayscale is a brand that is all-encompassing. It's a growing, budding brand that is out of Los Angeles. We started out in 2016, starting with men's tuxedos. We've just expanded into women's gowns and really focusing on broadening our relationship with the women and what their silhouettes look like. Our line it up, it's been our bread and butter for the brand and probably the most recognizable piece. It's a contrast of a color that's usually in the same color family or a pop of color, but a 2-inch line going down from the top left of the shoulder all the way down the leg. When you see it, you know it, and you know the brand. We are very known for our color. Although our name of the company is Grayscale, we focus on life being more than black and white.
Talk about this space. It's absolutely gorgeous.
So it's open shopping, just appointment-based shopping, and we do that so we can have a very intentional shopping experience with the client. I can see you in this.
I will try anything on.
Sunflower tuxedo. I think that'll be super cute. Let's put that on. We could fall a little lower on the pant leg to give you like a little bit more of a belt. And this we do in so many different colors. So the ease in this jumper is just, I mean, you have something that you can do dressing up with the heels, but also you can throw it on with a sneaker too. My background never was fashion. I moved to Washington, D.C. in 2011, and my clientele that I was managing at the bank at the time actually ended up becoming my clients for clothing. So they were going to White House Correspondents' dinners or something on the Hill, and they wanted to look a certain way and they wanted to feel a certain way. And I provided that. So with me growing and kind of challenging myself, and I quit my job and moved to Paris, and I learned how to design in Paris for a year. Came back, hit the ground running. Jay Ellis was one of the first big people to wear the brand, from Insecure and Top Gun. I mean, football players, NFL, soccer, wrestling, UFC, we literally covered the full gambit. 5 years from now, we'll have 5 more of these. The brand will be in your close local store, your big major shopping retail stores, and you might see me being creative director for something just a tad bit bigger.
I love that line, life being more than black and white. That's kind of our motto too. And that is all the time we have for tonight. Thank you so much to the Serving Spoon for letting us go off script. And as you celebrate Black History Month and live life unscripted, remember this quote from Michelle Obama. History has shown us that courage can be contagious and hope can take on a life of its own. Good night, everyone. We love you. Mwah!